Well, 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 folks. It's finally that time. It's bowl season. So let's talk about the types of bowls. No, not those types of bowls, really. We're talking conference championship weekend is over. We have 41 bowl games. So we're obviously going to talk about the the New Year's Eve 6 later, New Year's 6. But we're going to talk about a lot, and I mean a lot, of the bowl games that I'm going to keep an eye on. And okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's 5. I already got my 5. Okay, so let's start off with the FCS Bowl, the Football Championship Subdivision, aka Division 1 AA formerly. We'll have the Celebration Bowl, which is the de facto historically black colleges and universities national championship game for the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference and the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the MEAC and the SWAC. You got North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University football team, aka North Carolina A&T Aggies, and then you got the Alcorn State Braves. Both are playing for national championship for the 3rd straight year, I believe. Let me see. Well, that's going to be a game I cover. But, yeah, for the 2nd straight year, it's going to be same as last year. Okay. So, let's start off with the non-CFP bowl games, as it says here. Friday, December 20th, we're going to have the Bahamas Bowl with the... Yeah, Friday, December 20th is when bowl season begins. So, we're going to have 41 games. That includes the Celebration Bowl and the National Championship game. Charlotte 49ers, representing Conference USA, will be going up against the Buffalo Bulls, not the Buffalo Bills. Okay, get that right. Of the MAC. Then in the Frisco Bowl, you're going to have the Kent State Golden Flashes of the MAC facing the Utah State Aggies in Mountain West Conference. Then the next day, other than the Celebration Bowl, oh boy, it's a good day if you're a football fan like me. You got the New Mexico Bowl with Central Michigan facing off against San Diego State in the MAC versus Mountain West matchup. The Cure Bowl with the Liberty Flames making their first ever bowl game appearance after not being able to go last year because of their transition from... their transition and pardon me, from FCS to FBS. They'll be in the Cure Bowl. It'll be Liberty versus Georgia Southern. In the Boca Raton Bowl, you have Florida Atlantic out of Conference USA. FYI, Georgia Southern is from the Sun Belt. And they'll be facing off against SMU, who got the death penalty. If you don't know about that, watch Pony Excess. SMU is out of the American. And then the other 3 bowls, you got the Camellia Bowl with FIU, Florida International from Conference USA, and Arkansas State from the Sun Belt. The Las Vegas Bowl features the Washington Huskies of the Pac-12 and the Boise State Broncos of the Mountain West. And then the New Orleans Bowl, you have UAB, University of Alabama, Birmingham, and they'll be facing, of course, UAB is out of the Conference USA, whereas Appalachian State is out of the Sun Belt. Then we have the Gasparilla Bowl with the Marshall Thundering Herd from Conference USA facing off against the 9-3 UCF Knights. Yes, they have a national championship because of the Coley Matrix. Of course, I'll probably put everything in the video description below. Okay, so I don't have to say, okay, it's from this conference, that conference. Okay. Then in the Hawaii Bowl, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, who recently lost to Boise State, will be playing BYU. Now, I believe that Boise State played in the Hawaii Bowl once. Let me see. No, I believe this is their very first I believe, yes, this is their very first bowl game. But the independents, as in like, Army, Virginia, not Virginia Tech or in the ACC, Army, Notre Dame, BYU, they're going to be making, whatchamacallit? The independents, Notre Dame, only independent team to upset Hawaii. Well, actually, here are the teams that beat Hawaii. The inaugural edition on Christmas Day, Tulane beat Hawaii 36-28. Then, 2008, Notre Dame crushed Hawaii 49-21. And then 2 years later, Tulsa defeated Hawaii 62-35. And then Hawaii was on a little winning streak, and they actually weren't able to participate in the bowl games because of the record, but they made it last year in the SoFi Hawaii Bowl, as it's officially known as, for sponsorship reasons, and they lost to Louisiana Tech 31-14. So, the last time that, actually there are only about 2 instances where the Hawaii Bowl was not played on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And that was 2007 when East Carolina defeated Boise State 41-38. And last year when Louisiana Tech, the aforementioned 2018 Hawaii Bowl, where Louisiana Tech beat Hawaii. And the highest attendance, I believe, is the 2010 Hawaii Bowl when, of course, Tulsa beat Hawaii. Okay, so, excuse me. That's about that. That's about it for that. Then on December 26th, day after Christmas, the Independence Bowl will see Louisiana Tech go up against the Miami of Florida. And the Quick Lane Bowl will have Eastern Michigan. Could be a home game for them because, Eastern Michigan play in Ypsilanti. There we go. I actually saw the pronunciation and I got it right. Well, almost got it right. And they'll be facing the Pittsburgh Panthers. In the Military Bowl, Temple faces off against North Carolina. In the Pinstripe Bowl, there's something I should take a look at. In the Pinstripe Bowl, played at Yankee Stadium, Michigan State plays Wake Forest. Texas Bowl sees Oklahoma State versus Texas A&M. Could be a home game for Texas A&M because I forgot where they play their home games at. College Station. There we go. Let's just have a brain fart for a second. In the Holiday Bowl, which is held at San Diego Credit County Union Stadium, we'll have Iowa facing off against USC. And in the Cheez-It Bowl, Air Force will face Washington State. So, where's the Air Force Academy? That is in Colorado. So, should be a fairly easy game to get to. And before anything else, before I go on, I will I will put the game, what game, the date, the game, and who's playing with each conference in parentheses in the fucking description below. And that's about it. So next we got the Camping World Bowl, where Iowa State faces off against Notre Dame on December 28th. Then December 30th sees 3 bowl games. The First Responder Bowl with Western Michigan and Western Kentucky. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of last year. And for those of you that don't know, last year's First Responder Bowl was a no contest, which a lot of people say, Boston College was leading, but unfortunately it was called because of the weather delay. So that's unfortunate. Then the Music City Bowl, which has Mississippi State and Louisville. And then the Red Box Bowl, which features Illinois and California. The football teams from like Champaign and Berkeley, not the actual states. Okay. Then we have 5 bowl games on, like, excluding the New Year's Eve 6. We will have 5 bowl games to end the decade. We have the Belk Bowl, which has Kentucky and Virginia Tech. The Sun Bowl with Arizona State and Florida State. The Liberty Bowl with Navy and Kansas State. Arizona hosts Wyoming and Georgia State in the Arizona Bowl, obviously. And the Alamo Bowl, the last college football game, probably the last football game of the decade, because it's on a Tuesday, sees Texas and Utah. Then you got the Citrus Bowl, where Michigan and Alabama face off. Shocking, I know, right? That Alabama's not in the playoff. But you can thank Auburn. And then Minnesota and Auburn face off in the Outback Bowl. And actually, the Citrus Bowl and the Outback Bowl are both on New Year's Day, exact same time, except the Citrus Bowl is on ABC. The Outback Bowl is on ESPN. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? All right, and then 2 bowl games on January 2nd. The Birmingham Bowl, which sees Boston College and Cincinnati, and the Gator Bowl, which sees Tennessee and Indiana. Then we got a bowl game a day, like 3 bowl games in 4 days, because obviously January 5th is a Sunday, and it's reserved for the NFL. So, the famous Idaho Potato Bowl will see Ohio and Nevada, probably a home game for Nevada, and the Armed Forces Bowl with Tulane and Southern Miss, and the last bowl game before the national championship will see Miami and the Ragin' Cajuns. Wow, my phone just exploded on me. Okay. So, Toledo did not get a bowl invite. You know, they were bowl eligible, but as mentioned, they did not get a win. They did not get an invite. I guess they just ended on a 3-game losing streak. Okay, so now we look on to the New Year's 6, as it's popularly known as, and I do have a screenshot of of the matchups of the bracket when somebody put USC as a joke, because, well, I mean, if you're a USC fan and you support the Southern California Trojans, you're probably an Astros fan, and we all know how those idiots are going along right now. So now on December 28th, alongside the Camping World Bowl, you're going to have the Cotton Bowl Classic at 12, featuring Memphis and Penn State. Then the Peach Bowl is the initial game, the first semifinal, and this is all Eastern. I'll probably just put, I said earlier I would put, like, you know, okay, the team, that stuff. I'm going to put the time in Pacific time, okay? In the way I covered it, okay? So, obviously, you know, may take a while, but I don't mind it at all. I love this work. Even though I don't get paid for it, it's totally fine. Okay, so as I mentioned, in the Peach Bowl, you'll have LSU taking on Oklahoma. And then in the Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State taking on Clemson. And we know what happened the last time that Ohio State faced off against Clemson. Okay? So, oh boy, I'll just, yeah, the last time that, Clemson faced off, in fact, same rankings too, the exact same rankings. Ohio State was 2, and, actually, Ohio State was 2 in the AP and the Coaches Poll, but 3 in the CFP Bowl. Clemson were 3 in the, were 3rd in the AP and Coaches Bowl, but then they were 2nd in the CFP. Last time these two teams met in the Fiesta Bowl, which was a college football playoff semifinal, Clemson whipped Ohio State good, 31-0. So Ohio State's looking for revenge. And most likely, there will be another team going 15-0, but you never know. Some team might, who knows, Oklahoma could pull their way off, pull the upsets. I don't know. Then on December 30th, alongside the First Responder Bowl, Music City Bowl, and the Red Box Bowl, we have the only New Year's Six game, the Orange Bowl, where the Florida Gators, which is probably a home game for them because, they play in Gainesville, faces off against Virginia, whose basketball team is known for flopping. And then on New Year's Day, alongside the Citrus Bowl and the Outback Bowl, you got the Rose Bowl, where we have Oregon and Wisconsin, and then the Sugar Bowl with Georgia and Baylor. And then, of course, I believe it was 2011 when they played. No, actually, no, it's 2012. 2012 was the last time these two teams met. And as everyone knows, what happened in the end. And, yeah, I'll just say this. This is a rematch of that bowl game where Russell Wilson wanted to spike the ball, but the referee that game was Brad Allen of the ACC. He said, prior to the ball hitting the ground, the clock went to 0, and the game is over. And they were all just yelling, what? Boy. All right, now we're going to talk about the bowl games I am going to cover, which will get extensive coverage and possibly a little video on their own. So those will probably take place on December 28th because I'll have all the bowl games. I'll be able to watch them all. I got lots of time this year. Okay. All right. So the first bowl I'm going to cover is the 2019 Bahamas Bowl, or the Makers Wanted Bahamas Bowl with Buffalo and Charlotte. That'll be from Nassau, Bahamas at Thomas Robinson Stadium. Then the Las Vegas Bowl, because it has Boise State, Bahamas Bowl because it's the first official bowl. Las Vegas Bowl, which is also the last edition to be played at Sam Boyd Stadium, because Allegiant Stadium is pretty much going to be ready. Then the Hawaii Bowl, because I'm going to be home for Christmas. Normally I go out to a family gathering, but this year, not this time. I'm just kicking back. Then the Sun Bowl, where Florida State and Arizona State are facing off. Then the Liberty Bowl, because, I kind of pull for Navy. And, of course, Wake Forest and Michigan State in the Pinstripe Bowl, because, I like it when a football game is played in, whatchamacallit, yeah, it's been 10 years. Alright, I'll just cover all that jazz later. I will see you guys this Saturday I'll see you guys Saturday or Sunday actually, for a bowl update, or actually a sports update special, the Army-Navy game. That's right, folks. I'm going to cover the Army-Navy game. Now, the question is, obviously, will Army continue their dominance in the will Army continue their winning streak, or will Navy snap it and possibly start a brand new one after winning 14 in a row, losing the past 3 years? Okay. I will see you guys all Sunday for that update, and who knows, a little bit of insight too. All right, bye-bye.